Okay, hey you guys. So today we're gonna be, you're gonna listen to me talking about the very first story I ever wrote, when I was like 8. So I'm gonna provide some basics. The main character is Eclipse, and she can turn into a dragon, but she can't really control it. Her mom is like dead and stuff. Her mom was a dragon. I guess I'll just go and I'll explain things as we need to. Okay. This is terrible, by the way. I'm pretty sure I write better than this now. We're gonna skip ahead. All that's boring. So she finds like this dead dragon. Like, when dragons die, they turn to stone. So, it's a dragon, Eclipse said. The dragon looked like it had no eyes. Where did the eyes go? The horse looked around. Oh, look, arrows, Eclipse whispered, not wanting to scare the horse. The horse snorted. The bushes rustled nearby. The horse's head perked up. It was a bit scared. A human came out of the bushes. Oh, Alex, she said, looking at her fiancé. Don't get attached to Alex. You scared Shadow, she laughed a bit. Didn't mean to, Alex said, and he walked up to Shadow slowly and patted her neck. Good girl, he said, looking at Shadow. Hey, come on, she said. Her head started to hurt. She ignored it. Let's go to my house and cook it. Does that sound good? It's almost night, she smiled, and he nodded. I'll come back here tomorrow and look at the stone structure, she thought. She tugged him up onto the saddle. Your hair looks very blue today, Alex said. The weird thing about Eclipse is that she had hair that started from light blue and faded to a dark blue. Thanks, Alex, she said. Okay, we're gonna skip ahead. Okay, so she turns into a dragon for the first time, and, like, I guess I could... Okay, so she looked forward, and the ringing got louder. They jumped over a log, but too soon. She, Alex, and Shadow both fell. Both? Shouldn't it be all three? She looked around. There's Shadow, but where's Alex? God, the ringing, it's getting so much louder. My head hurts so much. What? She looked around and spotted Alex. She looked at her hands. They were bleeding, but scales were growing on them. Alex was knocked out, so he couldn't see this. She started to grow wings. Her head started to sprout horns, and she started to grow a tail, and her face started to turn into a dragon's face. Spikes started to form along her back. Her hands started to get bigger and turn into dragon feet. Pain was all she felt. So much pain. It was the most powerful pain she had ever felt. Just let that sentence sink in. Pain was all she felt. So much pain. It was the most powerful pain she had ever felt. Soon, she was a dragon and she was humongous. Something made her turn around. She whirled around just as Alex was waking up. Her tail smacked him off the cliff edge! ! She transformed back into a human in the blink of an eye. His eyes were full of terror, and she grabbed his hands just as he started to fall. His hands started to slip out of hers. Alex, she said, tears forming in her eyes. I don't know what that was back there. I'll get you back up, I promise. She said. Tears started to fall onto the distant ground, and the smell of blood rose from the cliff edge. It smelled like metal. She noticed that there was a large gash on her hand, bleeding fast. He cut her off. I know you'll move on. You have to move on. Goodbye, my love. Alex said as his hand slipped and he fell onto the rocks below. His dead body was bleeding out. No! She yelled, a blood-curdling roar. Tears fell down her cheeks so fast she didn't know what to do. She thought it was her fault for going by the cliff. Yeah, it was. It was her fault for going by the cliff. She looked around for... we don't need that. Alex, I promise that I will try to move on, she said very quietly. the tears wouldn't stop. She wanted to stop crying, but she couldn't. Shadow wasn't moving. Bro, this is so bad. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, okay, chapter 2, 1 month later. So, in order to, like, control the dragon, she makes a deal with a certain like demon. And want to know who that demon is? It's Bill Cipher. I had a Bill Cipher in this. But he wasn't actually Bill Cipher. Here's his description. Let me find it. Where is this? Oh, wait, what? One sec. What the hell? Okay, so I accidentally had deleted it, but we got it back. Okay. She was in a world that was different shades of blues and purples. Wow, this is the prettiest landscape I have ever seen, she said. A strange figure was walking around. Hello, she said. The figure was a human. Or was it? The person had a top hat and an eye patch over an eye in the shape of a triangle. It had a cape, it wore a tuxedo, and its whole color scheme was a bright sunny yellow with some black sprinkled in. Its hair was long on top but short lower down. It didn't even go close to passing his or its shoulders. The top of it was yellow and the lower half was black. Upon closer inspection, the person had a strange brick patterning on its yellow and black tux. It also had black gloves on both of its hands, and it also had a black bow tie. Its eye was human-like, but it seemed creepy, like it was watching everything. It moved towards her. By the way, the description of like what it's wearing is one singular sentence. So everything from the top hat to the bow tie is all one sentence. This is bad. Hello, it said, I'm Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher looked at her like he was scanning her. Oh, hi, she said. Are you real or just a dream person? She asked cautiously. Oh, I am definitely real, and I want to make a deal. Bill's voice was sly and strange. It had a ring to it. What type of deal? She questioned. Just a small one. I want to help you out with your whole dragon deal. Okay, so now that we know that Bill Cipher exists, I'm going to lay some basic ground rules for Bill Cipher. Bill Cipher cannot be seen by other people, but he can interact with living things. So, like, later in the story, he's going to kick someone to save Eclipse. Oh, by the way, Bill Cipher's, like, not a good guy. He's never a good guy. And, like, that's a thing. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. Again, we're skipping around a lot. Eclipse, like, lives in the forest, and this person, like, appears in her, like, yard, and her name is Trista. So, Trista means sad in French. I remember very vividly searching up what sad meant, like, how to say sad in French, and that was her name. Because it was supposed to be, like, oh, you know, she's like actually sad inside, but she's really happy and go lucky seeming on the outside. Anyways, I think that the funniest line in this entire story is, I have a turkey I put in my oven last night. Why did she that's what Eclipse says. So Eclipse says, I have a turkey I put in my oven last night. I have no clue why she put a turkey in her oven last night, but you know what she did? And she feeds it to Trista. And then Eclipse turns into a dragon again, and she kills her horse, and we meet the other main character, Daisy. So Daisy is evil, sort of. She's like you know how like you'll be reading like a story, and there's just like an asshole character. She's the asshole character, but she's actually, like, really nice on the inside, but, like, no one's gotten close enough to her to realize that kind of thing. So that's what she is. Oh, and then, okay, so Eclipse has a curse, and the curse is that she turns into a dragon. But when she turns into the dragon, it's not actually Eclipse, it's Ash. So I'll specify, like, when it's Eclipse as a dragon and when it's actually Ash. So Bill Cipher and Eclipse made the deal to help control the dragon, but Bill Cipher is actually trying to get Ash fully in control so that way they can take over the world together, along with Queen Otherside, which is like the other big bad, and she's a demon. Okay, we got that going. Now, this is just so terrible. I love it so much. Okay, so they go to the queen, and the queen, here, there, sitting on a throne, sat the queen. She smiled, her teeth pure white, and the light shone brightly. That is the actual sentence. She smiled, comma, her teeth pure white, in the light shone brightly. I don't really know what that means. I would assume it means the light made her teeth shine brightly, but I got the words mixed up there. Her eyes were black like coal. Her antlers were also black. She had a corset. Her corset had dark gray fur lining the top of the corset. Her dress was a lighter gray. It was large. Her crown was made out of bones with a piece of onyx in the middle of it. Now, this onyx is important because Eclipse's mom, when she died as a dragon, they took out a piece of onyx from her chest. You see what I did there? You see? Yeah. I had plans for this story. I had plans. Okay. Welcome to my palace. Her voice slithered creepily. Eclipse knew the queen was creepy, but not like this. Not like we had much of a choice, Daisy blurted out and stamped her foot. Shut up, Otherside said harshly. Hi, your majesty, Trista spoke kindly. I like your crown even though it's made of bones. The queen smiled and looked at Eclipse. Well, are you going to say anything to me? Queen Otherside snapped. Oh, I'm sorry, majesty, I was thinking. Eclipse bowed. Otherside sat up straighter. Take them to their rooms, you, now. Okay. You is Y-U, not Y-O-U, it's Y-U. So, like, you brings them to their rooms, and then Eclipse turns into a dragon, and then we get some, like, in-story racism, but I really shouldn't have been writing anything like this, because I'm an idiot. But I say, I know what you are, Umandran, you native, and I really don't know what I was thinking. Like, that's not how you handle that. And I'm kind of disappointed in myself for even attempting it. And I didn't do that heavy topic justice, and it's never brought up again. Which is sad. Because that is a heavy topic that should be handled with grace, and I still don't think I have the writing capabilities to handle that with grace. Which is disappointing. I wish I did. On another note, I don't really know how automatopoeia works still, and especially not back then. Shook is not an automatopoeia. Nor is skit. Like SKT. I have that in here as SKKTTT. That's not a sound that gets made. Okay, so Eclipse meets, like, more of her own people, which is, like, kind of interesting, but it's not really well done, I guess, is the best way to put it. Like, it's just not very good, and, okay, wait, where is it? It's really stupid. Oh, okay, so there's, like, a prophecy. And that's such a stupid line. Why did I say that? So we're leaving the queen without saying bye, Daisy spat. That's rude etiquette. Okay, Daisy, shut up. Okay, actually, you know what? There is, like, one little bit here that I actually do... I like, reread it the other day, and it was actually pretty good. Like, I was rereading it. What the hell is this, bro? Oh, okay. Okay, here. You want to hear the prophecy I made for this character? Of course you do. 3 walk together, their kindness, their power, their fight. One cursed, one full of hate, one full of sorrow. To stop the queen and demon, they must come together. She thinks it is on her side. Yeah, I thought I was cooking with that. Oh, okay, so then Eclipse runs into a cave. And honestly, like, reading this, I genuinely did enjoy it. So, like... I do like this one little bit of writing. Her footsteps rang in the cave. She started to cry, Eclipse. She felt like she had been lied to. No, she was lied to. Like, there's actually, like, a glimpse of okay writing in there, and that makes me really happy. Especially since, like, I was so young when I wrote this story, I didn't really know what I was doing. So seeing this makes me really happy. Seeing, like, a couple of, like, these good little moments makes me really happy to see, like, how far I've come, because we have things like, I have a turkey I put in the oven last night, and your hair looks very blue today, which are just terrible. And then you also have these actually pretty good moments. So it's nice to see it. I'm gonna wrap this up really quickly. They go to a different place, and Bill Cipher, like, possesses her, and it ends with, like, a cliffhanger, because I intended there to be, like, a sequel, and there was no sequel. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The character I was drawing in the background of this, has no relation to the story whatsoever. I needed something to put in the background. Yep, cool, thank you.